lot of people want deep friendships, the kind of friendship that makes you feel seen, that makes you feel loved, that makes you feel supported, the kind of friendship that feels honest and lasting, the yin to your yang. But what many people don't realize is this: deep friendships don't happen by accident. You don't stumble into depth. Deep friendships are built slowly, intentionally, and with effort. Hi, I'm Pearl, and this is Living with Intention, where we talk about building a life that feels meaningful, not just productive. And this video is the third in the current series on friendship, and we're talking about how to build friendships that actually last. Because meaningful friendship is not something you find, it's something you help to create. A lot of friendships form out of convenience, shared environment, shared routine, or shared proximity. Maybe someone you met in church, maybe at work, maybe in school, maybe even through a mutual friend. And while there's nothing wrong with that, convenience alone is not enough to sustain depth in a friendship. Long-lasting, deep friendships require more than just being in the same room. Long-lasting friendships require shared values. Do I and this person have the same views on issues that matter in life? Do we share core beliefs, our principles in life the same? Do we have the same ethics? Do we agree on a certain moral standard? Long-lasting friendships require mutual respect. It goes beyond just liking the person. You have to admire that person. There has to be a two-way recognition of value and worth. It involves active listening. It involves setting boundaries, validating your diverse viewpoints on any issue, and acting with consideration rather than coercion. Long-lasting friendship requires emotional compatibility. Are we aligned on our emotional needs and in the way that we express our emotions? Do we have similar ways of expressing love? Do we speak similar love languages? Do we define receiving support and receiving affection in the same way? Do we have similar emotional intelligence levels? All of these things play a part in emotional compatibility. If you remember in my previous video, I talked about emotional safety and how that is a test for you to know the difference between a meaningful friendship and a close acquaintance. That plays again here, because if you are emotionally incompatible with someone, it will be hard for you to achieve that sort of depth in friendship. Sometimes we try to force long-term closeness or sisterhood or brotherhood with people who are supposed to only be in close proximity with us for a limited time. Not every convenient connection needs to become a deep connection. And I want you to always choose depth in your friendship over familiarity. One of the hardest truths about friendship I've had to learn in my life is sometimes the friendship you want requires you becoming someone who is capable of handling that friendship. You need to get honest with yourself and ask yourself, am I in any position to want the kind of friend that I want? Because we all want honest friends. We all want friends who are present. We all want friends who are emotionally mature. But you that you want an honest friend, are you someone who is safe to be honest with? Can you hold a secret? Can you be integral? You want a present friend, but are you an active listener? Do you listen well? You want an emotionally mature friend, but do you create room for other people's humanity? Can people fail around you without being judged? Do we give grace to our friends when they fail? You know, in life, it's easy to focus on what we want in others. It's easy to see the errors in other people's behaviors and conduct, to see the speck of dirt in their eyes while there's a log of wood in ours. But long-lasting friendships go both ways. They are built where both people are intentionally committed to building one. The quality of your friendships often reflects the quality of your friendship skills. What that means is that often the friends we have reflect the kind of friends we are. Now, I want to talk about something that depth in friendship often requires, and that's vulnerability. We all want deep friendships, but not enough of us are vulnerable enough to create them. I know we have traumatic experiences in the past that stem from the betrayal of a friend. Sometimes these traumas come from watching another friend being betrayed, and we tell ourselves the story that we'll never be in that position. But we need to move past those traumas to be able to get vulnerable enough to create the kind of friendships we need. Vulnerability is not just about being a crybaby, although that's often a part of it. It's more about allowing yourself to be in a position where you can experience real emotional or physical harm from a person you love. That is how bare and open you need to be able to create room to build this kind of deep friendships. Many times when we meet people, we stay at surface level. We talk about work, we talk about the weather, we talk about life updates. Oh, what's going on in your life now? Oh, I have a man. And we talk about all of these general things. But depth requires risk. It requires you being honest about how you are feeling. It requires you sharing parts of you beyond who you've polished yourself to be, or beyond the illusion you've created for other people to view you. This means going beyond saying I'm fine when asked how you are, and telling your friends really what you're feeling. It involves allowing yourself to be known. And yes, sometimes vulnerability can be uncomfortable, but in a space where you're emotionally safe, vulnerability can lead to deeper forms of intimacy, because people cannot connect to a version of you you have created. And real friendship begins when performance ends. One thing I found that separates close friendships or deep friendships from the surface level friendship is the ability to survive discomfort. Many friendships end not because those friendships lacked love. As a matter of fact, I've seen friendships end where both parties genuinely loved and cared for each other. So these friendships end not because there's no love, but because they lack conflict skills. How well do you fight? What's your fight language? Somebody gets offended, somebody gets misunderstood, someone gets neglected, and instead of directly addressing these emotions, we get quiet and the friendship begins to deteriorate. We tell ourselves that this fight with this friend makes that person a bad person. We tell ourselves that they are irredeemable, that they would never change, without even giving them the chance to. But healthy friendships are not conflict free. A true friend loves you at all times, in the easy seasons and the hard ones too. The Bible says in the book of Proverbs 17:17 that a true friend is a brother born for times of adversity. So healthy friendships are conflict capable. Healthy friends know how to communicate honestly without the use of any emotional manipulation. Healthy friends know how to address tension with grace, knowing that that person was capable of failure, and making them understand what they've done without judging them or making them feel terrible about it. Healthy friends know how to repair the friendship after misunderstandings, which means that there are people who know how to take accountability and do what is required for the other person to feel safe and connected again. If a friendship cannot survive one honest conversation, I truly believe that that friendship may never go beyond surface level. The last thing I'm going to talk about is consistency in friendships. Why? Because for meaningful friendships, consistency is actually the only way to build trust. And where trust already abides, vulnerability is easy. Where vulnerability is easy, intimacy flows. Deep friendships are not built through intensity. They are built through consistency. Small moments of checking in, of showing up, of remembering little details about each other, of following through. Effort is what builds real deep friendships. And yes, I'm saying that to you, you lazy friend that hides behind the banner of, oh, that's just a low maintenance friendship. We don't have to talk every day, but when we meet, we already know how it's going. You're a lazy friend. Pick up that phone and check in. Trust is rarely built in grand gestures. That's why one big display of affection on your friend's birthday cannot make up for the months of not checking in, of not caring how that person was faring. Trust is built in repeated reliability. People feel safer with other people who consistently show up as who they say they are. Let your words match your actions. Friendship grows where trust, just like a garden, is watered consistently. So this means that you may have to sacrifice some time, some energy, and some effort to be able to build these kind of friendships. In summary, what I'm trying to say is that for us to build friendships that actually last, first of all, we have to choose our friends intentionally. Does this person have shared values with me? Are they someone that I respect? Are we emotionally compatible? Then you have to show up honestly. You have to take off the mask and show up as who you are. Be vulnerable with the people you call your friends. And thirdly, you have to learn how to communicate well. Talk about how you're feeling after that interaction. Did the interaction make you feel misunderstood? Did you feel unseen? Did you feel betrayed? Let your friend know. Lastly, be patient enough to allow that friendship build intensity slowly, because the best friendships in life are rarely instantaneous. They are built through repeated moments of trust, of love, and of shared experiences. So maybe stop asking, how do I find friends who are deep? And start asking, how do I start to show up as the kind of friend that I require? If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And by the way, my comment section is a very good place to find good friends, because anyone who's watching this video obviously has great taste. And also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the fourth part and the most important part of this friendship series. Like this video and share it with your friends. And until I come your way next time, bye. Mwah.